Hi guys, today is 12/12/2012. Just 9 days left to Apocalypse. So better do your shopping for Apocalypse Day. Tongue in cheek. Um, Not a lot more to report this week than last time. The voice does seem a bit deeper, still having that big thing in the throat that it just it's something there. And I notice at night when I'm trying to sleep, when I'm laying on my back, I when I exhale, it doesn't want to come out of my nose, it comes out of my mouth. So if my lips are closed, I get this thing going. And I've tried forcefully breathing through my nose, but it doesn't want to do it, so I just let it happen. Um, but I'm snoring now. So that's fun. I can hear myself. Even as I'm laying there, I'm making all these weird sounds that are coming out. Um, so there's that. The acne's under control. I'm only having to treat myself once a day. There's Lan Lan. Um, and it's doing great. It's either it hasn't taken off yet, or I'm not going to have a lot of problems with it. Got my 10th shot yesterday, so Monday was 10 weeks for me. And I'm about 6 weeks out from surgery, which I'm very excited about. After waiting all these years, right now, I feel like that little quotation of, I want it all and I want it now. That's how I feel. Let's see, what else? Let me look at my cheat sheet here. I'm reading from my blog. And the blog really it's a long one this time. Um, so if you really want to see more in depth, you can go to the blog and see that, where I really get into a lot of discussion about transgender, what causes it, and also a documentary that I watched on transgender, a really excellent one. Not one of these shock value things, reality shows. But uh, including a lot of doctors and therapists, and talking about how society wants to put everybody into these little boxes. There is male and there is female, and males like females and females like males, and it just isn't that way. And it talked about, and I talk about how in the womb, the androgens that are uh, distributed to the embryo affect its brain. That's the first thing at conception, is the brain. The androgens start what the gender identity is going to be, and also what its sex orientation, in other words, who it's going to like, is going to be. That starts at conception. And then after that, there's two more phases of androgen being given out, and those in turn start um, the development of the embryo as far as physically what it's going to be. And I talk about, in my case and in transgender, are also in homosexual individuals or intersexed individuals. Um, you get the brain androgen, which for me, the testosterone turned me male brain, my identity of gender male, and my sexual orientation same sex as myself. but then I didn't get the right amount later on, so I didn't transition to male in the womb. I stayed female physically. So I have the male gender identity, the same sex orientation, but a female form. And I talk about no wonder I was so confused all my life. It's like throw a bunch of stuff in the blender, turn it on, and oh, let's see what we get. Um, so there's that. In my blog also I've got a lot of good pictures. I'm putting up pictures from my past. Um, and I did some with my grandmother, my mom's mom, who I was very close to, and some pictures of me in my freshman year in high school when I injured my leg. I was laid up at home, had to be tutored because I couldn't go to school, and I was spaced out on pain and muscle relaxants. And I don't remember a lot of that time. And also, one of the bad things I don't mention in the blog is, the end of the year, getting your yearbook signed by everybody. It's blank. It's totally blank. There's nothing in it. It's like it didn't exist. It's like the whole year really didn't exist. So, uh, anyway, I guess that's about it for now. Oh, I don't know if I talked about, yeah, shaving. I've been shaving every 3 days or so because I'm getting random black and white hairs popping out on my face, and so just keep it knocked down. And I've only been uh, shaving the top. I haven't really worried about under here. And I was looking in the mirror the other day, and I noticed this was it was covered with dark hair under here. I was like, I was growing a goatee. Oh Lord, so I shaved that off. I didn't, that gave me a good indication of how much I'm growing, because that was the real growth under there. See, here I'm shaving, so I really don't know, because I don't want this to look weird. This random hairs popping out. This showed me how much I really am growing. So that was exciting, because I am bringing in a pretty good beard. Um, let's see. I'm going to look at my cheat sheet here and see what else there. I got a pussycat here that's just wants to help me so bad. And let's see. I talk about in my blog how trans men, we are out there. You just don't notice us because most of us go stealth. We we want to make the transition so that we can align our brain identity with our physical form, and then after that, we just want to get on with our lives. We don't want to make that the focus of our life because, in my case anyway, I have so many facets to me that I want to go back to before the transition when everyone knew me for all of those facets and there was no focus on the transgender. So, let's see. Um, what else? I'm still talking about because of the transition, how happy and calm I am, and how I'm able to handle things now, just kind of as oh well, yeah, whatever. you know, if I get angry, I deal with it and I go on. I shout and yell and scream and bully, and I go on. The bullying is usually with my husband. Um, let's see. What else do I talk about in here? Oh, I talk about having a picture of myself at my 25th high school reunion. That year, I was, what was I, 47? No, I was 43. Um, I decided, even though this was a dressy event, I was going to dress the way I wanted. Pooey with this, wearing a dress and the frillies and I and a few others dressed in Hawaiian shirts, Aloha shirts, casual pants, shoes. I was the only female that was dressed like that. All the rest were guys. And I felt pretty cool. I felt relaxed. I felt calm. I was just one of the guys. And I've said things recently to my classmates about, did you notice how I was dressed? Did you even notice that? Because no one said anything to me. Probably wouldn't have. Like, why are you dressed like that? Um, but I was just myself. I really went as myself that year. And that's interesting. I find a lot of things interesting now. Um, oh, at the gym. Oh, this is funny. I was at the gym today, and when I work out, I wear like a big baggy t-shirt, big baggy basketball shorts down to the knees, or board shorts. And so all anyone really sees is my forearms and from the knees down, my calves. So they don't really see what my body looks like. And I was doing some heavy military presses today, standing military presses. And one of the guys that knows me but doesn't know I'm in transition came over to me after one of my sets, and he says, "Wow," he says, "I knew that you work out hard, but I didn't realize you were lifting that heavy." I thought, um, anyway, I told him, I says, "Well, actually," I says, "this is my first day back in almost 4 weeks after injuring my hip. So actually, I was going kind of light today." He got he got this look on his face of like deer in the headlights, and he just kind of smiled and went, "Okay." In other words, this is a light day. So the prankster in me is having a lot of fun with this because I'm keeping it covered up, and at some point, next year, after I've had the surgery and I get rid of these things, and I can start wearing clothes that are a little more revealing, probably, like a tank or something in the gym. They're going to get to see what I really look like. So I'm looking forward to that. And let's see. I guess that's about it. Uh, like I keep saying over and over again, things are great. I'm having fun. Um, I like pulling people's chains and stirring things up a little bit nicely, not mean, but just kind of breaking people out of their little fog. So, the prankster. I'm having fun. Anyway, I'm gonna find the off button for this thing, and I'm gonna finish up for today, and I'll see you next week.